1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm so excited to see you because this is about multiplication. But first, let's make a puzzle and put it together. I'm going to get out 100. You all know about 100 now. It's 10 taken 10 times, right? Here's 10 taken 10 times. And I'm going to get out 3 tens, 1, 2, 3, and 2 little units. There. And the game is to put them together to make a rectangle, because that will help us when we're learning how to do multiplication. And one of the things about studying math is it's really good if it makes sense. Sometimes we use a fancy word. It's called logic. So I'm going to use this logic, doing something logical. I'm going to start with 1 on the side. And then I'm going to try and make a rectangle. I'm going to put 1 up here. And yes, a little unit fits in the corner. And here's another 110. And here's another little unit. Look, I've made a nice rectangle. So come back because you did something with your brain, I bet. Did you tell me that there's 132 here? Let's figure out what your brain did. Bye. Hi, the last time I was telling you about how smart your brain was, you put the tens together and you said there were 3 tens, 30. So this is what your brain did. Your brain separated this and moved these over here because they're not tens, they're units. And then you moved the 100 away. Yes. So now you can see that you have 1 taken twice. You have 10 taken twice, 20. And look at this. You have 1 taken 10 times. Amazing. And you have 10 taken 10 times. Come back and I'll show you the writing that goes with it. Bye. So here's the picture, the secret code that shows you what I just laid out. Can you see this is 100? This is a 10. This is 2 tens, and this is 2 units. Exactly what I did here. And I've lined them up so you can see that the answer, in other words, all together, what do we have? 100, 3 tens, and 2 units, right? Let's do the multiplication. Come back. So here's what your brain did. You saw that there was 1, I'm going to move it over here, 1 taken 2 times, which is 2. Then you saw that there was 10 taken 2 times, which was 20. Oops, these are jumping around today. And I'm going to move this down again. Then you saw that there was 1 taken 10 times, and that's 10. Notice the 20 and the 10 are now together. And then you had 10, here's 10, taken 10 times, and that's 100. So all together you have 132. Good job. Now watch this. Well, I think you better come back because I'm going to write it like this. Bye. So now I've written it like you might see it in your workbooks at school or your homework. So in other words, you have 1 unit taken twice right here, and you have 110 taken twice right here. So the answer for this rectangle is 22. And here it is. Now let's do another one. This is the 10 rectangle, right? Because it's all 10 tall. So you have 1 taken 10 times, which is 10. 110 taken 10 times. 110 taken 10 times. And that's 100. So what's your answer? Your answer is 132. My goodness, you did something very complicated with me. I'm going to put it all back together. so you can see what we did, okay? You separated it so you could see all 4 parts. See, there are 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts in this problem. But notice your answer only has 3 parts because you added the 10s together. You're so clever. Come back. We're going to do some more. Bye. So we have 100, 100. We have 4 10s, 40, and 3 units. And we're studying multiplication. And the game is to make a rectangle. So the purpose of this is to see how you can use logic to solve this problem. Last time I mentioned, we're just going to start with 100 because we often start with the biggest number or numeral, and then we're going to put 1 alongside. So now what we have 110, but what are the sides? We have 10 plus 1, otherwise known as 11, and we're taking it 10 times. But that's not it. We have the rest of these things to do. So let's put this up here, and then we're going to put a unit in the corner. And I bet I can do the same thing with these. Here goes 10 up here and a unit in the corner. Yay! It's working out perfectly. I love it. 10 up here and another unit in the corner. The question is, how much is here altogether? You know the answer because that's how we started. You have 143. But what did your brain just do? Yes, you added the 10s together. So let's do that. Let's separate this and move these units away because they're not 10s, they're units. And then I'm going to move the 100 away. Cool. Come back. Bye. So this is the picture I drew when we rearranged the problem so that the 10s could be added together. So do you see that this is 100 square? Good. And this is the 110 right here. And this is the 3 10s right here. And this is the 3 units. The question is, how much do we have all together? You can see we have 3 units. We have 3 10s and 1 10, 4 10s, and 100. But how do we do it as a multiplication problem? Come back and I'll show you. Bye. Hi. Well, I separated this rectangle out so you could add it more easily. And now we're going to multiply. But I want you to see something very special. Do you see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts to this puzzle? And guess what? That's what I've written up here. This is 1 part, 2nd part, 3rd part, 4th part. So now we need to do the multiplication. What we have is 1 taken 3 times, right here. 1 taken 3 times is 3. And then we still are multiplying with the units, right? So we have 10. Here's 10 taken 3 times. But they're 10s, right? So they have to go in the 10s place. Right? Clever, this multiplication. Okay, so that's the first rectangle. Now let's do the rest. We have 1. Here's 1 taken 10 times. Sure, it's 10, and it has to go in the 10s place, right here. And then we have what? We have 10, here's 10, taken 10 times, and it's 100. Wow. So do you see that here we still have the 4 parts? This part, this part, this part, and this part. But we need to add the things that are the same together. And it turns out to be 3 units, 4 10s, 40, and 100. Come back and I'll do this part with you. Bye. Hi. So now we're ready to do the multiplication you sometimes find in your math book and your workbooks. So this simply says 1 taken 3 times is 3, but it's 1 unit taken 3 times. And this says 1 taken 3 times, but this 1 is a 10, and you're taking it 3 times. It goes here. And then this says you have 1 taken 10 times. here's 1 taken 10 times. It has to go with the tens. And then you have 110 taken 10 times. 110 taken 10 times. It's 100. So what do you have all together? You have 3 units, 4 tens, and 100. We say it's 143. Good job. Bye. Hi, children. We're going on with our study of multiplication. It's so fascinating. I love these lessons with you. Do remember that we're learning how to do this logically. In other words, it makes sense. So we have 100, 4 tens, 40, and 4 little green units. And we're going to make a rectangle. Sometimes they're squares because squares are special kinds of rectangles. Isn't that fascinating? I love that. So let's see if we can make a rectangle today. So we have 1 here, which is what I told you to do, because we're going to see how to make this. So then I'm going to put 1 up here, and 1 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 here. Oh my gosh, it doesn't work. So then what should I do? Did you guess? Yes, let's try 2. Ah, this is looking very promising. Look at that. I can put these in the corner. And I did make a square. And a square, remember, is a special kind of rectangle. So what do I have here? I have 144. And your brain did something so smart. Come back. We'll take it apart and I'll show you what your brain did. Bye. So your brain put the tens together, right? So let's separate this into 2 rectangles. This is the 10 rectangle, and this is the units rectangle. And you can see by looking at the side. So we're going to move this apart like this. Come back over here, you little green unit. Hang out with your friends, right? Oops. And then I'm going to move the 100 away so that the tens can line up with each other and be friendly, right? Cool. So what do I have here? I have 2 taken 2 times. I have 10 taken 2 times. I have 2 taken 10 times. And I have 10 taken 10 times. In other words, I have 4, 20, 20, and 100. And my brain put it together and made 144. Come back and I'll show you the writing. Bye. Hi, so this is the secret code writing about what we just did together. Can you see this is 100, 20, 20, and 4? Sure, because here's the 4 at the top. Here's the 2 tens, 20. Here's a 2 taken 10 times, another 20. And here's the square of 100, 10 taken 10 times. So all together, we have 144 because you added the tens together. So it looks like there are 4 parts, and there are this part, this part, this part, and this part. But when you add them all together, it turns out, because you've added the tens together, there's only 3 numbers or 3 numerals in your answer, 144. Magical multiplication. Come back. I'm going to show you how you do it when you're in school, when you don't have or don't actually write this all out. Bye. Hi. So this is the writing that goes with the multiplication. So we have, look, we have 10 plus 2 taken 2 times. In other words, we have 4 units right here. 2 taken 2 times is 4. Simple. And we have 10, here's 10, taken 2 times is 20. 20. I'm going to say that again. We have 2 taken 2 times, and this time you write the inside of the rectangle because these are the sides. Wow. So this is 10 taken 2 times, 10 taken 2 times. Can you see that it's 10, on one side and 2 on the other. And what you're writing here is the inside, the 20. Wow. And then what's here? Now we're multiplying by 10, right? We're taking 2, 10 times. The side of the rectangle is 2, and it's 10 on the other side. 2 taken 10 times, and you're going to write the inside. 20. Whoops, 20. And then the last part is you have 10 taken 10 times. This is 10 taken 10 times. And here you're going to write 100. So when you add it all together, you have 4 units, 40, 4 tens, and 100. Come back, and I'm going to show you this part. Bye. Hi. So this is how you see your problems in school. Without this, you're just asked to do this as a multiplication, right? But now you know what it all means. You have 2 taken 2 times is 4. And you have a 10, 110, taken 2 times, 110 taken 2 times is 20. It goes here. This is all the units rectangle. It's just too tall. And here it is, 2. Ha, clever. And then what do you have? You have 2 taken 10 times. 2 taken 10 times is 20 also. And you're writing it in the tens place because this is where the tens go. And then what do you have? Yes, you have 10. Here's 10 taken 10 times. You know that. It's 100. So we have to write it in the 100s place. All together, here's your adding sign. Whoops, I made it be a multiplication sign, but you know what's adding. We have 4, 4, and 1. We have 144. I'll put it all together one more time. And you can see it's a special rectangle we call a square. Bye. Hi, children. We're going on with multiplication, and we're learning the pattern that is multiplication when you're multiplying what we call 2 numbers or 2 numerals times each other. Sometimes we call it 2-digit multiplication. It's very clever. Today I've laid out what? 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. And we're going to make a rectangle. So what's the first thing I'm going to do? Did you say put 110 over here? Yep, we're going to put a 10 over here. Why? Because we're learning how to do logic and solving these patterns of how to multiply. Okay, so now I'm just going to gather these 4 up, okay? And I'm going to put them up at the top. So if I put 4 at the top, I have 6 little units. Clearly, the 6 won't fit where there's only a space for 4. So that's not going to work. Let's try 2. This is looking promising. Look, I have a space that's 2 by 3. Some of you know your times tables. Suppose I had 2 taken 3 times, or I could say 3 taken 2 times. And they fit right in here. Nice and cozy. Great. What do I have now? How much is here altogether? 156. And you know I'm going to ask you, what did your smart brain do? Raise your hand if you know. Yes, you're right. You added the 10s together. Come back and we'll do that. Bye. The last time I saw you, we made this puzzle, red, blue, and green. And today we're going to discover how smart your brain is because you added the 10s together when it was in the puzzle. So we're going to separate it like this. See, this is a rectangle. It's 12, 10 plus 2, taken 3 times. But we need to separate these because we're going to try and add the 10s together. And we don't want to get mixed up with the units. And then I'm going to move this over here. Now, what can you see? 156. And here's the drawing that goes with it. what do we have? We have 2 taken 3 times. And here's 6 units, because that's what 2 taken 3 times is. And then we have 10 taken 3 times. Here's 10 taken 3 times. It's the units hierarchy. Yes. And then we have 30, right? And down here, what do we have? We have 2 taken 10 times. And what's that? 20. And here's my drawing of the 2 bars of 10. And here's 20. Nice, right? And we can add them together and see that it's 50, 5 tens. And then what's over here? We have 10 taken 10 times. Here's 10 taken 10 times. It's 100. 156. I'm going to show you now how you're going to see it in your workbooks at school. Bye. Hi. So this is what you're going to see in your workbooks. Well, kind of. We've written it in expanded notation, if you remember about that. So this says you have 2 taken 3 times. Here's 2, one side of the rectangle, taken 3 times. And you are going to write the inside. 6. Ha! And how about this? This says you have 10 taken 3 times. Here's 10 taken 3 times. And you're going to write the inside of the rectangle. That's 30. And sure enough, you have 36 right here. Now, let's do the tens hierarchy, the 10 tall rectangle. So this says you have 2 taken 10 times. 2 is one side of the rectangle, taken 10 times. And you're going to write the inside. 20. Yes, you can see it's right here, 20. And then we have 10 taken 10 times. 10 taken 10 times, and you know that. It's 100, right? And we're going to add it all together. So you have 6 units, 50, and 100. And this is how you'll see it in school. Come back, we'll do that next. Bye. Hi. So this is how you'll see the multiplication in your workbook. Do you see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts in this multiplication problem? But when we add it all together, we get an answer that only has 3 parts. And that's in this problem and the other problems because we've added the tens together. So let's start. You have 2 taken 3 times, and you're going to write 6. And then you have 1 10. Here's 1 10 taken 3 times, and that's 30. And that's why you write a 3 here, right? And then we have 2, one side of the rectangle, taken 10 times. 2 taken 10 times is 20. And that's why you put a 2 in the tens place. And then the last one is 10 taken 10 times. And here's 10 taken 10 times. And you know that's 100. And when you add it all together, what do you have? Sure. 156, which you knew when you started. Look, here's how it was in the beginning. 156. But now you've multiplied. Good job. Bye.